this video, let's take a look at how to create a material, and what we'll be doing is we'll be using the book's step-by-step guide. So if you go to exercise 4-3, which is in page 4-22, that's where we're gonna start, and we're gonna first create a material. Now in this case we're gonna create a carpet material, so let's do that, and then we can move into the other materials. So I'm gonna go step by step, and the steps start at number 4. So it says, in the project material list, select carpet. So I'm gonna go into the materials, and it's gonna ask me to save. I'm just gonna ignore it for now, and I'm gonna find my carpet. Oops. Carpet material, the one that we looked at previously. Then it's saying right click carpet and select, or click duplicate in the pop-up menu. So I'm going to right click and say duplicate. Now this creates 2 tins. If you remember previously, I gave this analogy of using a tin can. So basically we're creating 2 tin cans so that the asset can be changed the way that we want it to. So in this case, once we duplicate, I think they're gonna tell us to rename this as CPT1. So I'm gonna do that, CPT1. So that's our second carpet material that we have. Then it's telling me switch to the identity tab here for the material and information. For material CPT1, information shown will be entered in step 13. So we can add the information that you see in figure 4-3.3. Let's just go ahead and add those information into the correct criteria. Now it says interior finish, carpet, you can say house maybe, I don't know. It says public spaces, but since it's gonna be different. So the manufacturer, we're gonna use this carpet from interface flow. Now obviously the carpet that we're selecting is not a residential carpet, but it's gonna be okay, right? This is for just for demonstration purposes. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna use the carpet that's provided in the text bar. Remember that you can use the same technique in order to create a carpet that you want, and you can download carpet textures from textures.com. If you go to textures.com, you can download carpet material that you want. Then the URL, it has a URL here that they've added. I'm not going to add it just now because we don't know what the URL is. And then there are some keynotes that you can add. You can go and click here and select the 9th section, which says finishes, and then go into carpeting. So that's going to be the finish, and if you want you can add, well, it doesn't really matter because it's going to be carpet. So I'm going to do that, and the mark is going to be CPT1. So this will be the mark that we'll be using in a finishes schedule. This will be the mark that'll be used. Then it's the next step number 8. It says to go to that particular website. Now I've already loaded that website. I'm gonna OK this and minimize my Revit. So I went to this particular website, interface flow, using the web address given in the book, and it's asking me to change the location to Americas and United States. So English US, that's set. There is no other place that I can change anything else, so I'm assuming that it's not necessary. So I'm gonna The next step is in the search area type clone, I think that's how it's pronounced, CLOGNE, and have 9 results, 1 collection, 1 carpet tile, and it's gonna tell me see all results. Let's see. So I have a bunch of results here, the carpet tiles. Right, so find color 6363. Which one's 6363? 6365, see all. Let's see, 6363, that's the one that we want to select. There we go. And here it says, go to specification, there we are. And then we can add all of this information into our Revit document. So there's a lot of information, and perhaps this is where we add, this is probably the link that we add. So I can go here, go back here, and go to the identity tab, and there you go. Alright, so then you now have access to all the information. In Revit, enter the information, copy paste website URL, click the small button to the right of the keynote field and select, we already did all that. Switch back to the interface flow website. Near the top screen, click high res images. So here we go. So click on high res images, and next I need to turn the page. Click download a zip archive of high res images and click save. Download a zip archive, let's do that. And it's downloading here, as you can see. Next you will switch to the appearance tab and make some adjustments. Then come back to the graphics tab. Gonna open this up. So that's gonna be the images that I brought in. I can unzip it, so I'm gonna unzip it here in my downloads folder itself. So I just right clicked and said unzip, and then I have this particular folder of images that I can use. I'm gonna move that for the time being. Alright. Next you will switch to the appearance tab in Revit and make some changes. So let's do that. So appearance tab. Notice on the appearance tab that a PNG raster image is assigned to this material, which is what you see here. You will download an image from the carpet manufacturer's website, which we already did, which should be in the zip folder that we just unzipped, and then edit your material to use this new image. Keep in mind that anyone who might work on the project needs access to the image file location. So in an office environment, you would not want to save this file to your local hard drive. Alright, so double click on the zip file in the Explorer, copy paste to your project folder. So it says variation 1 is what we want to use. Back in Revit, in the appearance tab, click duplicate this asset icon. So now remember, here there's this asset. It's saying it's being shared by another material, which is the original carpet material that we have. So these are the tins, and we're just moving the assets around, right? So the asset, this hand represents the asset. What it's saying is, now you have this one on top of the hand. What it's saying is the asset, this particular asset that you're seeing, this thing here, all of this is the asset, and this particular asset is being shared with another material, and that's why it says 1. And what we want to do is we want to duplicate this asset by clicking on this icon here which says duplicate the asset. This one, it says replace this asset. Instead, what we want to do is duplicate this asset. So let's do that. And now it just duplicates the asset. Now the asset's name is red1, and you can see on the hand it says 0. Now whatever changes that we make here will not affect the original carpet material. Now if we didn't duplicate it, it would affect whatever change that we make here would affect the original carpet as well. So we don't want that to happen. That's why we duplicated the asset. Expand the information area and change the name to CPT1 information area. Let's go to the information area and change it to CPT1. Alrighty, CPT1. We should also edit the description and keywords. So if I want to change this, let's say brown carpet. Brown carpet. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. It's gonna be carpet. In the generic section, click on the file name. So in the generic section, click on the file name. Pointed out in figure 4310. Browse to the image file saved in step 17 above. So what it basically says is I need to click on this and find the file that I saved. So let's click on it, and these are the materials that I already have. So I'm gonna just paste the location of the files that I just downloaded. So that's where those are. Downloads, well, that is where it is. Maybe I need to go to just downloads and I didn't paste it correctly. There you go. Alright, now open, and these are all the images that I just brought in. Let's see what those are. Extra large, and we can select whichever one that we want to use. So I'm just going to use this one here. I'm going to say open, and that's the carpet. And as you can see, it changed the view that we had of that particular asset. It just completely changed. So there we go. We now added an asset, or we added the material properly, and we are changing the asset right now. To edit the image size on the appearance tab, click directly on the image swatch located above the image name. So what we can also do is we can change the image size. So I'm gonna just click on this swatch, and it opens up the way that we see the image. So we can change the brightness of it if that's something that you want to do. Maybe that was, there you go. And we can also change the sample size if you wanted to. In this case, I'm just gonna leave it as it is. It's not gonna. Does it say that I need to change it? Let's see. Click the chain icon pointed out in figure 4311. Let's do that. Here in the scale, it says I need to click on this, make sure that's set, highlight the value listed next to the width, and type in 50 centimeters. It doesn't matter which unit you use. Revit is gonna understand what you're saying. So even if I just typed in centimeters, it just converted it into feet and inches. Make the same change for the height. So let's do that 50 cm. There we go. Perfect. Switch. Click done. Alright, click done. There we go. Uncheck bump on the appearance tab. Uncheck bump. Alright, there we go. Bump is the indentation that you see in the carpet, so we don't necessarily need that. Now this is all done. Let's go to the graphics tab and make some changes. Switch to the graphics tab and check use render appearance under shading. So here, when I click on this, this color changes to the color of the carpet. So that's pretty cool. Click on that and that automatically changes the color. Using the steps just covered, create 2 more materials for CPT2 and CPT3. So there we go, we're done. We've created a new material. Now what we can do is we can apply this CPT1 to this flow, and previously we talked about different ways of applying it. We can paint it on to the surface, which would be a good way to do it, or you can add a new new flow on top, or you can divide the space, or divide the flow into segments and then apply it. Let's see what that all means. I'm just gonna say okay, and we can do is we can go inside of this, rather than doing that. What I can do is probably move to the flow plan. That'd be easier. And now we don't see the flow here, so I think I think we hit it. So right click, and I'm gonna unhide it in view, and I'm gonna click on this again. So now we see the flow. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change or add a section here which is gonna have the carpet material. So what we can do is we can use the split face tool and select the face that we want to split. Let's say we want a carpet in the front area, or maybe here. Right, say this section needs to be a carpet. So you can split that and say okay. Right, so now you can add a different material to these different areas. So this could be the carpet. How we do that is by using paint. So you can do paint, search for CPT1, here we go, and just put it in. There we go, that's your carpet. And if you want to see how that looks like, you can go here, use the camera view, go in there, and there we have the carpet, like so. And let's see how that's gonna look in realistic view. It's not the best carpet in the world, but nonetheless it works. So there we go, you have our carpet. In the next video, let's take a look at how to create another material going through the book's information.